It is a dreary day out today. I don't know what that noise is. There's like shearing, like a giant event down there. I can't see because it's kind of foggy and raining and kind of cold. It's in like the low 50s, which comparative to what it's been, it's cold. But yeah, appropriate because today is the last day that Lightning Rod operates with a launch. So I think the weather is just reflecting that. So I just finished class, so I'm going to sprint home because it's a little cold and it's raining. I'm gonna grab my car, drive all the way to Pigeon Forge just for the last few hours of Lightning Rod operating with a launch because I'm a peak thoosy, I guess. What is going on down there? I can't see. I just hear some very loud cheering every now and then. Like there is a big crowd down there, but I don't see anybody. That's weird. Also, it's cold and raining. Why are y'all outside? I say as I stand outside. All right, welcome to Dollywood. I got to park in B lot today, which is just how empty it is, but that's to be expected because it's a Monday that is pretty much nobody's break Monday, and you know it's cold and rainy, which it hasn't been cold or rainy in a long time. Like it was in the 80s like 2 days ago and like mid 70s yesterday. Today it just dropped off. Actually, it was around 70 this morning, and then near the afternoon it just dropped into the 50s. It's gonna get into the 40s and stay there for kind of the rest of the week. So it finally became fall at the end of October. So yeah, it's rainy too, which is good. We haven't had rain in a while, but it's also like the day that we came to do this. But at the same time, you know, it's thematically appropriate. We're losing such a legendary ride experience today that means a lot to me. So it just kind of seems appropriate actually that, you know, it'd be dreary out today. The ride's not going anywhere. It's just getting a chain lift. The launch is going away, chain lift in its place. So it'll be a completely different experience. So that's the thing. The experience is dying today. It's currently around 6 p.m. Park's open until 9, so we got about 3 hours. That's why I like being a season pass holder places. You can just stop in for a little bit. So yeah, last day of operation for Lightning Rod with the launch. Also the last day of Harvest Festival. They'll be closed this week, and then they'll reopen at the end of the week for Smoky Mountain Christmas. But Lighting Rod is not going to be open for that. They're going to go ahead and start working on that conversion over Christmas time, which is a little sad. I would have preferred to have it through Christmas and then it be down at the beginning of the season, but I get why they don't want it down at the beginning of the season. They probably want the new lift hill ready to go by March, which is probably why they're closing it now. Yeah, I haven't been to the park when it's this overcast in a very long time. You can already see the lights on drop line, even though it's not even close to sunset yet. Oh yeah, Heart Song Lodge is open now. They have a lot of signage for it around. I forgot about that. Obviously, I never stay at any of the resorts because I live like a 45-minute drive away. There's no reason to. Now, why they decided to have both Lightning Rod's final day and the last day of Harvest Festival on a Monday, I don't know. That does just seem like a kind of weird final day. But it does mean the park's mostly empty combined with the weather, so that's good. Yes, I do plan on spending pretty much the entire evening in Jukebox Junction. So yeah, I'm just gonna like ride Lightning Rod for like 3 hours straight basically because it's tempting to get the short waits on everything else, but everything else will be here for a long time to come. Lightning Rod, at least in its current form, today is the last day. These next, like 2.5 hours at this point, that's it. Ever. Okay, thankfully it's just Dragonflyer that's closed, but it is sporting a 20-minute wait when everything else is a walk-on, which tells me I'm not the only one with this idea today. All right. Yeah, you can't. I usually cut through here, but they've actually completely closed it for construction. We'll take a peek real quick. I'll probably come over here and do a construction update later between my rides. But yeah, so this is the new Dolly Parton Experience Plaza for next year, or it's just a reskin of the existing plaza. But actually, the most recent concept art for this actually looks pretty good. But yeah, they completely blocked it off where you can't walk through anymore because it looks like from the concept art they're going to replace the tile and everything. It should be nice. That area really needed a facelift for sure. All right, here we go. I mean, hopefully I'll get several rides tonight. This is not the last one, hopefully. But here we go. I remember when they used to use this queue as like an actual queue. They never do anymore. They always fill the overflow first because the overflow's over there. It's kind of weird. Oh, There's like no line here. I assume the 20 minutes is because one train then, but I still doubt that just upstairs would be a 20-minute wait. So yeah, walking through the queue. I'm gonna sub one last time. I'm sure I will be back through here many times tonight, but I'm not skipping the queue and going through it. Well, I assume the queue is not changing. I assume we have the same queue line next year, but I'm soaking it all in anyway. Oh, sick, and the track is gonna be wet. I didn't even think about that because it runs way faster with the track wet and slicked up. Okay, this actually was fitting weather then for the last rides.
Hey, welcome back. How was that ride? Anytime that comes to a complete and final stop, wait about 5 seconds. Push up on that light bar, exit to your left.
All right, just got one ride. I'm gonna go ahead and get a construction update before it gets dark of this area over here, and then get some dinner at Lrod's, and then just ride it till they tell us we have to leave. But yeah, no, there are lots of. It's mostly coaster enthusiasts up in the station right now, you can tell. And we're all just here to get our last rides. Alright, I haven't gotten a cheeseburger here in a long time, but they're surprisingly solid for theme park cheeseburgers. I got an excellent view of Lightning Rod's turnaround. There's just so much reflection on the window that you can't actually see it, but I promise it's there. Alright, I'm done with dinner. We got 2 hours now. Let's go. I waited about 20 minutes for first row. Every other row was a walk. I had to ride in the front row again, but it started raining again. It's just kind of like misting. It's like European rain right now. It's just a little mist coming down from the sky, and it's freezing. It's well into the 40s now. So in the front row with all the mist in your face, when you got to speed, it was like actually suffocating and freezing. So that was actually not a very comfortable front row experience. But got several rides between that. There's about an hour left before closing. This is so surreal with how empty the park is and how cold and rainy and misty. It's foggy. Like if you stop on the exit ramp and look back at the ride, it's just like a thick fog up there. It's a very surreal kind of evening here. I tried in the front row again, and I don't know why I did that, because it's freezing cold. It's raining a bit harder now, and I was like, I'm gonna go in the front row again. That was very cold and painful. You could hardly keep your eyes open because of the way the water just hits your face like bullets. It's hard to explain unless you've ridden in the front row of a ride in the rain before. But, you know, it's freezing. It's very cold. Yeah, freaking sad thing. They're in there, they're running one train, obviously, for the crowd levels, if nothing else. They're taking apart the other train as we speak. If you're unfamiliar with Lightning Rod, the transfer track where they store the other train when it's not in use is directly under the station, and it's just completely open. So normally the lights are off, it just kind of looks like a pit, but you know, the lights are on so you can see down in it. And they're actually, the maintenance people down there, taking apart the other train as we speak, because it is getting new trains as a part of the train lift upgrade, which is, I don't know, it's just so sad to be here getting my last rides on it less than an hour before this version of the ride closes forever, and they're literally just taking it apart while we're riding. I'm laughing, but it's kind of sad. You can't see them, but I promise they're doing it.
Welcome back, racers. How was your ride?
Ready to ride Lightning Rod? Make some noise. Have a good ride.
Waiting for last train. All right, they just dispatched the train in front of us. One train, so you got a second. Last ride of the night coming right up. Or last public ride with a launch. Here we go. Here we go. Last public train. That was an experience. That was great. Wow. No, I'm sad now. So sad. Wow. All right. Well, that was that. No, that was great. Got last public train with the launch ever. There were a bunch of enthusiasts on the train. We saluted the launch before we launched. It was fun. Everyone was yelling and cheering. That was the most yelling and cheering I've ever heard on that ride, just from the realization of, like, we went up the launch and we were like, that was the last time that will ever happen with public riders on it. I think they're gonna run it a few more times for employees to get their last rides now, but we were the last time anyone that's not a park employee got to launch. And that was crazy. We did chant one more ride when we got in the station. They didn't let us go. So we started chanting Lightning Rod. Then we started chanting Better Than Steel Vengeance. And when I say the whole train was chanting, I mean the whole train. I'm sad my phone was in the cubby, obviously. So I don't know that anyone necessarily has video of it. I saw some people videoing from the station, from the exit. So maybe you can find some videos of us being stupid online somewhere. But yeah, it's hard to even describe the energy that I just experienced. But that was great. That was great.
It's still not too late to change your mind.
Everyone's here paying respects. I'm just not ready to walk away from it.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like I'm not the only one here. There goes the employee ride. We're the last public train, so that's what matters. There go the employees. Hope they have a good time. As the temperature continues to drop and the rain continues to fall, feels like a proper send-off. I have to work at 9 tomorrow. That's not that early, but I should probably go home. See a bunch of employees walking that direction. I assume they're going to get their last rides. So they probably, like most parks do something like this. They'll leave the ride open for employees quite a bit after closing. So that's definitely nice. They can go get their last rides too, but. Well, it sure is nice to be back in my car, considering how weirdly cold and wet it is outside. And yeah, all good things must come to an end, I guess. I got some homework to do, so I'm gonna get out of here. quick refueling stop across from Dreammore. Yeah, I didn't really mean anything, but I'm doing it. Here's a Dreammore Resort shuttle. And Heartsong Lodge is open now. Behind Dreammore. We just can't see it. Cool stuff. Lighting Rod's not open though. It's over there. Alright, it is the next day, so yes, Halloween. Done with my festivities for the night. Actually sitting at my desk editing this video right now. So I'll go ahead and close it out here. I am incredibly glad that I went last night. I was kind of, thinking beforehand, like, this is kind of a stupid idea. Why am I doing this? But I am so glad I did. That was one of the best coaster enthusiast experiences I have had, if not the best experience I've had. It was just such a good emotional time. I think pretty much everything about how the evening turned out was pretty perfect, especially the weather, which is incredibly weird to say for it being like 40 degrees and raining. That's usually not great weather for anything, but I feel like it just worked out really well for the kind of atmosphere and the feels of the evening. Plus it slicked up the track, so it was absolutely flying, so that's a plus. Again, it's just impossible to describe the energy from that last ride, that last train. You really had to have been there. And I'm not saying that to make anybody feel sad that they weren't there, but like, I actually can't describe how awesome that was. You had to have been there to understand it. And this is just a ride that's meant a lot to me for quite a long time, a ride experience really that's meant a lot to me for a while. And so to see that experience dying is kind of sad for me, but at the same time I am kind of feeling that don't be sad because it's over, be happy because it happened energy. So it's kind of a weird mix of emotions there. I may have mentioned this before, but I think from the park's perspective, this was the right decision, so I don't fault them at all. No hard feelings. Replacing the launch with a lift, I think, is indeed the best way to move forward with the ride at this point. It's probably the same decision I would have made in management, but of course that doesn't change how I feel about it or how anyone else feels about it. I would actually love to do like a little retrospective of the classic Lightning Rod experience, if you will, just kind of going back through how the ride has changed over the years and what the ride experience was like with the launch before it gets the lift hill, the new trains, and what other changes it gets next year. I think that'd be incredibly cool because, again, it is a ride that has meant so much to me, that I've almost kind of grown up with, that I've really gotten to experience in many of its different forms and see it grow and change personally over the years. So I think that would be fun to do. But as you can tell from my, light upload schedule this semester, which I think light is a kind of a nice way to put it. I have been pretty slammed with my work and class schedule, so I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. But regardless, if you are interested in seeing the future of Lightning Rod here, I do plan to hopefully through Smoky Mountain Christmas do some construction updates if there's any noticeable, visible construction going on through Smoky Mountain Christmas, and hopefully that I'll be one of the first people to let you all know how the new ride experience is in the spring. So if you're interested, be sure to subscribe. It's my home park, so I'll be following it very closely and sharing it with you all as best as I can. Otherwise, if you have a story about a ride experience that meant a lot to you, that you had to unfortunately say goodbye to, you can type it in the comments below. I would love to hear about it. Also, any stories about your personal experiences with Lightning Rod or what you think about the future of Lightning Rod, really anything. I do read all of the comments and respond to most of them. I like engaging with the community a lot. And until next time, I hope to catch another ride with you again very soon. And hopefully the next one is a much less somber tone.